Text, Acts 6, 8 to 15. The passage opens by presenting Stephen as a man full of faith and power, moving among the people with great wonders and signs. This description is not incidental. It situates Stephen within the unfolding reality of the kingdom that had drawn near and was now being manifested among that generation. The same power that marked the ministry of Jesus now continues through his witnesses, demonstrating that what had been promised to Israel was reaching its appointed climax. Opposition arises from the synagogue of the freedmen and others with Stephen. Yet the text says they were not able to resist the wisdom and the spirit by which he spoke. This moment reflects more than a debate. It is a collision between two covenants, one that was passing away and one that had come in its fullness. The wisdom given to Stephen is not merely intellectual strength, but the Spirit bearing witness to the completed work of Christ and the present reality of what had been anticipated through the law and the prophets. Unable to overcome him in truth, they resort to false witnesses. The accusations echo familiar language, speaking against this holy place and the law, and declaring that Jesus would destroy this place and change the customs which Moses delivered. These charges mirror those brought against Jesus himself. At their core, they reveal a misunderstanding or refusal to accept that the temple, the law, and the customs were never ends in themselves, but shadows pointing to something greater now realized. The claim that Jesus would destroy this place must be understood in light of the prophetic expectation that the old order centered on the physical temple was nearing its end. The temple had long stood as the focal point of Israel's covenant life, yet it was always provisional. Its sacrifices, its priesthood, and its rituals testified to a need that they could not ultimately fulfill. Now, with the finished work of Christ, that entire system had reached its fulfillment and was becoming obsolete. Stephen's words, therefore, are not blasphemy, but clarity. What his opponents perceive as an attack is actually the unveiling of fulfillment. The changing of customs is not a rejection of Moses, but the realization of everything Moses anticipated. The law was never designed to be permanent. It served its purpose until the substance arrived. As the council gazes upon Stephen, they see his face as the face of an angel. This detail is striking. In Scripture, the face shining with divine radiance often signifies the presence and approval of God. Just as Moses' face shone after encountering God on Sinai, here Stephen stands as a witness to a greater revelation, one not written on stone, but established in the person and work of Christ. The contrast is profound. Moses descended from the mountain bearing a covenant that would eventually fade, while Stephen stands in the light of a covenant that does not diminish. His countenance reflects not the glory of something temporary, but the settled reality of what has been accomplished. Thus, this scene captures a decisive moment in redemptive history. The old structures, though once divinely appointed, are now being exposed as fulfilled and therefore no longer central. The resistance of the council illustrates the tension of that transition, while the boldness and radiance of Stephen testify that the fulfillment has already arrived. In Stephen, the story of Israel reaches a turning point. The promises given through the ages are no longer awaiting completion. They are present, embodied, and proclaimed, even in the face of opposition.